What's up, YouTube community, Instagram community, Facebook community, wherever you're watching this? As the number one, possibly the number one Coldplay fan in Tennessee, I just want to say to you all, thank you all so much for a great year in 2025, and I look forward to 2026. In fact, later today, I'll be posting my entire collection. Um, just going because it's already been, I haven't calculated the days, but I'll put it in the post, but it's been just a little over a year and a half since I first got into Coldplay. Very cool stuff, very great music. I can't seem to get bored of them. Anyway, um to business now. I just want to start by saying, of course, thank you all for a great year, and we're now going into 2026, new year, new beginnings, and everybody's got this trend going that's been going on for a long time called New Year's resolutions. Now, I was on the train for a long time of thinking, well, this is stupid because you're going to say something and then you're going to want to follow that goal, but you're not going to end up following through that goal, and you're just going to end up falling into a pit and never achieving the goal, right? Because it happens to the best of us. We have this big dream or this big goal, and then it just goes down into the gutter. Um, well, we can change that. Now, this is only suggestions. I'm not saying you should go and do this, but if you're out there thinking, I have a New Year's resolution and I actually want this to be my year, I want this to be the year that I actually sit down, I have a New Year's resolution, and I follow through with it. Well, I got a few things for you. So, first thing I'm going to say is write it down. Just write it down. If you have a goal or some big dream in mind that you want to achieve, um, write it down. Like, I have a broad one so that I can write down sets of goals that'll get me to the broad one. So, like, my broad goal is in 2026, I want to become the best version of myself or make myself a better version of myself than I currently am right now. Now, within that goal, there's other small goals that can get me to that bigger goal. For example, um, one goal that I want to have in my New Year's resolution is while I'm on large breaks like this, like Christmas break or spring break or summer, the minimum that I would be practicing my trumpet is 1 hour a day since I've been brushing it off because I'm on break, right? Well, over the next 20 days, that's going to change. I'm going to say a minimum of 1 hour, 1 to 2 hours on break, and then while I'm at school and I have a place where I can go to anytime I need to a practice room, the minimum is going to be 3 hours every day. So even within that little small goal, within the broader goal, that goal itself is also broad. So I could even go further in depth as time goes on and go, well, what should I practice? I can practice, for example, um, I've done I've blown lead pipe, done long tones, Clark 1, flow studies, 10, 12, 9, 11, 13, since the very beginning. So then I can go more in depth and go, okay, you can keep doing that, but then let's do like lip flexibilities. Let's do lip bends. Let's practice these etudes. So like, there's a lot of things within a goal, within a broader goal that you might have in your New Year's resolution. I just suggest writing it down. Just write it down, because if you say to yourself that I'm just going to do this, then broad. It's a broad statement. Where do you start? You don't know where to start. But if you get more specific and you hone it down to what you're actually wanting to improve, then you can work towards the bigger goal. So that's my first suggestion. Just write it down. It's simple. I mean, it's easier to write down than it is to execute the plan, but by writing down a plan, that's a good place to start. My next suggestion: write down everything on a piece of paper that bugs you. Now, if I had to be honest, I try not to freaking idolize or envy people, but besides my friends and family, if there's like one person I envy a lot, it's Chris Martin from Coldplay, because he's actually got a lot of really good ideas, and being somebody who's famous for his stadium shows and who's really big, um, it's why wouldn't you take advice from the dude? He's actually got some pretty good advice. So, um, as like a good mental health thing, if you're experiencing anything in your life that's troubling, um, I would suggest taking 12 minutes to write down anything that's bugging you. Anything. It can be anything. Even if it's small or big, it can be anything. Write it down on a piece of paper for 12 minutes every day. And at the end of the day, take that piece of paper and rip it up and either throw it away or recycle it if you're in the good spot to do so. Um, but what that does is that just takes all your negative thoughts out of your head, puts it on paper so you can see them. And I would also suggest at the end of that 12 minutes, um, just reading it to yourself and then thinking to yourself, do I really want to feel like this throughout the day? And then taking that piece of paper, ripping it up, and throwing it out. It actually does pretty good. It's actually really good. I wasn't expecting it to be such a helpful tactic, but it's actually helped me. I stopped doing it, but as part of like my New Year's resolution, I'm gonna start doing that every day and holding myself accountable for, hey, I should just get these negative thoughts out and then throw them away, because nobody wants to feel negative through their entire day. Nobody does. So write down your New Year's resolution. Write down any negative thoughts and throw them out. And my third and final suggestion. Now, this is something that people might not want to hear. I don't want to hear this myself, but I need to hear it, and you probably need to hear it too. Discipline over motivation. That is such a hard thing to execute. Now, of course, within those sub goals, that's why I'm saying like get specific. So like you could say, okay, I'm going to practice for this much every day, but then you want to think about what am I going to practice specifically? Discipline yourself. It's really hard because it's easy to just wait for the motivation to come and then be like, oh, well, the motivation's here, and then spend 6 hours on something and then not pick it up for a week. The goal is you spend like 1 to 2 hours every day, not a 6 hour chunk and then never pick it up again for a big period of time. Like, it's because that 6 hour chunk might be beneficial and might be helpful, but then you waste all your energy within that 6 hours, so that for the rest of the week you don't want to do nothing. But if you break it up and you go 1 to 2 hours each day, then you go the whole week making slow, significant progress. And I've seen signs around the music building that have said um, slow practice equals fast progress. That is 100% true. In fact, like, what's the first thing you usually do when you practice a new piece of music? You usually slow it down and you just play it to where you can get the rhythm correct at whatever tempo you're playing, and then you speed it up slowly but surely by like 2 or 3 clicks to the desired tempo. So that's what I'm encouraging you all to do. Like, when you start these goals that you have for your New Year's resolution, don't worry about executing it right away, because some of them are going to take time. It's not as simple as, just snap my fingers and it's done. Some of them, in fact, I'm not going to mention it because it's a personal goal to me, but like something that I'm working on getting rid of and improving myself, like I'm going to start going a week because I know I can manage going a week, right? I'm going to start the first week, and then at the end of the week, I'm going to analyze and I'm going to go, how has this benefited me? What can I do to continue to make it benefit? How can I make it benefit me more as I continue moving forward? Because if you don't pause and reflect and you just wait for whenever the time comes that it turns back around and flips on you, then that's not good. You should take time throughout, like you should break it up, whether it's 3 or 4 days or a week. You should reflect on how it's benefited you so that you can keep moving forward. Again, these are all suggestions, but I just thought going into the new year that I would throw these out to you because, I mean, everybody's had this idea of, oh, well, I have a New Year's resolution and I want to be able to make it possible. And then, well, some people are like, but then you're just going to say something and you're not actually going to follow through with it. If you do these few things, then a New Year's resolution just might as well be the best thing you can do. And so that's what I'm going to spend today doing. As we close off 2025, I'm going to be spending some time sitting down, getting out a piece of paper, writing down this big, broad goal of wanting to improve myself, and then breaking that goal down into individual goals where then I can get more specific with those individual goals. So, um, just a suggestion, but at the end of the day, I'm just wishing you all the best. I'm sending all of you love as I'm wearing all 7 love buttons on my shirt currently. But I'm sending love out to you all, and thank you for a great year in 2025. And I look forward to um, what 2026 has to bring. All the chaos, all the good stuff that it brings. Together we'll work through it as humanity, as one. But yeah, thank you so much. If you've stayed all the way till the end, thank you for all your support that you have given me and for listening to this and to at least take this as a suggestion going into the new year. Happy New Year's Eve, and I look forward to 2026.